All right, we're back right here on your premier morning news magazine. Of course, I wanted to bring back because we had that storm coming through yesterday, and we were having a little difficulties communicating with my mentor. Of course, founder of Ward Holdings International, Lloyd, founded WHI to build bridges among entrepreneurs worldwide, providing access to capital and fueling great business ideas. Lloyd brings 40 years of experience in capital markets, M&A, and of course JV formation, especially in China. He served as chairman and CEO of Maytag Corporation, president of Frito-Lay, and CEO of the 2002 United States Olympic Committee. And right next to me is another founding member of WHI, also the chief financial officer for WHI, my good friend and business partner here with Radio 2 LLC, Martin Johnson. So we're all connected, so to speak, in the family, and I like that. Lloyd, glad to have you back. Of course, I think he's live from Detroit with us this morning. Big brother, glad to have you back with us this morning.
It's great to be back with you, Tony, and your listeners.
Fantastic. I want to start, and Martin, always a pleasure to see you in the studio. Welcome, my brother.
Glad to be back.
Let me start with Ward. Ward, let's tell people, I kind of gave them just a brief little synopsis about WHI and why you and Martin Johnson founded Ward Holdings International. Tell me a little bit about the company.
Yeah, so WHI is a capital formation and business consulting firm. We build bridges between people, ideas, and capital that change the world. And we do that worldwide. So we are definitely sponsoring now trade and interaction between Africa and the world. We're representing Africa, and we're going to talk about that today with the cashew nuts.
Now, Martin, you and I talked about, to me, I thought it was a divine scenario of how God puts people in contact whom he would have them be in contact with. We know that for hundreds of years, thousands of years, really, Africa has been basically taken advantage of. I mean, we can go back as far as slavery. We can go back even further than that. And then modern times, we know that the people in Africa are being taken advantage of economically. We know that they have the richest, most fertile country on the planet, but of course those resources don't always appear in dollars, but going back home to where they belong in some of those small cities and some of those villages throughout not only Tanzania, but throughout the entire continent. When I talk about the divine nature of the relationship between you, Lloyd, and of course that country, you had been in Africa several times before. I think over the course of the last 10 years, you guys were actually going to Africa to take care of some import business you talked about. This was when, of course, there was a strain between China and America, and Trump was threatening some trade embargoes and things of that nature. So China wanted a better relationship with Africa, and of course, Lloyd having that Chinese connection, so to speak, and you having that African connection, and then knowing each other, y'all made some stuff happen. Went to Tanzania, where a lot of the people in the agriculture business, particularly the cashew industry, were hurting. They explained to you guys, we like what y'all doing and why y'all came here, but we really need some help with the cashew business. Tell us a little bit about the cashew crisis in Tanzania and how those resources and all their hard work is really not paying off for them since they really started this industry, I think, in the late 70s to early 80s.
Got it. So I'll let Lloyd cover that part, but just getting back, Lloyd has traveled of the 200 plus countries in the world. He's been to over 100 of them, and he had actually been to Africa before. I had actually been in Tanzania in 2014 and had maintained some very significant relationships for us. And so when Lloyd was in China meeting with our client, they asked him to go over and to assist them with increasing trade and commerce. And when we went over, we got asked to not only work with them on working with China, they asked us to assist them with the cashew nut industry. And we really started about a year and a half ago on some significant research, market research, and industry research worldwide with the cashew nut sector. And we found out that primarily India, Brazil, and Vietnam were going in and buying raw cashew nuts. What I'd like to do is let Lloyd share with you some of the other information.
Lloyd, let me ask you this. Why is the cashew industry so important to Tanzania?
Well, cashews are the largest cash crop for Tanzania in terms of generating foreign exchange. That's where you can get capital from other countries. They export basically all of their, or the lion's share of their cashew nuts in the global market, and they do it at the lowest economic value for Africa. This is symptomatic of the challenges in Africa, where their entire agricultural business is monetized. That means that they get money for. They monetize it through selling all of their agricultural products as commodities, the way they're grown and harvested. And in an industrialized world, what we do is we take harvested product and we add value to it, and we create more value. So, for example, cashew nuts today at auction, which is how the farmers get money, is $1 per 2 pounds, or 50 cents a pound.
Okay.
Okay, and if we take it to retail and how we consume it in U.S. on shelves, that would be somewhere around $20.
Wow. So that's a huge gap when you look at the numbers. So basically, Africa is doing all of the work and sending the raw product by kilogram, by tonnage, over to these countries, who are then processing them, sugar-coating them, chocolate covering them, packaging them, and then selling them throughout the international world for a lot more. So there's a lot of money being left on the table, and of course, Africa, and not only with cashews, but from agriculture and produce being left holding the short end of the financial stick. Did I pretty much get that right, big brother?
You got that right. You got that right. And Tanzania has a countrywide initiative to industrialize their agricultural industry, starting with the cashew nut subsector, and we are there to help them do that.
Now, let's talk about the TanzaNutz, which, of course, I've tasted them. I have a few. I mean, it's like gold. The biggest, delicious, creamy, buttery texture, hands down, just the best cashews I've ever tasted. They don't break easy. They're firm. So in shipping, that's not that's not problematic. But when I see some of the product being sold in America, whether it's Toms, whether it's Planters, whether it's, in this case, Imperial Nuts, they mostly sell cashews in halves and pieces and broken bits. So you never really get a full cashew. This is not going to be the case with TanzaNutz. Explain the difference between WHI's TanzaNut brand by comparison to what we're seeing here being sold in America on the retail market.
Yeah, first, cashews are a superfood. They are very, very nutritious, and cashews that come from the farm are very, very delicious. So we have a delicious and good for you food item that we're bringing to the world. We're bringing it to the world as a African-centric, or in this case, Tanzania-centric initiative. So we have a brand name called TanzaNutz, and that's nut with a Z, so TanzaNutz. And we've branded it, and we're going to be selling that worldwide, starting with the U.S. Branding is very important to distinguish yourself in the consumer products market, and we want to showcase Africa and Tanzania because Tanzania has, Tony, the way that you get the best quality agricultural products is you have to have the best soil.
That's right.
Africa has some of the best soil in the world, and Tanzania has some of the best soil in Africa. So the soil is very, very rich, and it grows almost anything that's planted in it, and it produces amazing, amazing cashew nuts that we're going to bring to the world and to our brothers and sisters in the USA.
So once TanzaNutz hits the market, whether it's the American market, the Chinese market in a retail fashion, when people buy that product, they're actually helping those farmers and those growers and those people who actually are doing most of the work in Africa. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, that's because we believe in fair trade, and we want the farmers to benefit from the industrialization of their own country. Think about it this way, Tony. We are, Ward Holdings, Martin and I leading it, we are helping to transform a nation. We're talking 240,000 metric tons of cashew nuts that they harvest every year. A metric ton, there are 1,000 kilos in a metric ton, so that's 2.5 million kilos, and they're 2.2 pounds per kilo. And so there's a lot of harvest of cashew nuts that are all being monetized at the lowest economic value. By us going up the value chain, we can literally create prosperity in the country.
Fantastic. Martin, you and I were having a conversation. I'm very familiar with Mr. Godfrey Simbe. He is the president of WHI over in Africa and Tanzania particularly. And listening to his conversation, he basically told me that WHI's approach to business in partnering with Africa is a lot different by comparison to what other companies have come in and trying to do. So tell me about that and how basically now, not only in Tanzania, but across the continent of Africa, people are knocking on WHI's doors.
So, Tony, you hit on it earlier. Many have gone over to Africa and to our motherland and taken advantage of the
I like
people.
how you said that, our motherland.
Yeah, our motherland.
Absolutely.
And so we're not over there to take advantage of our people. In fact, our motto is Tanzania must win.
Amen.
Now, we're going to do well, but one of the things that happened during Lloyd and my first trip in January of 2020, the Tanzania government under former President, the late John Magufuli, they had actually renegotiated a contract where another company from another country had gone in and had gotten close to 95% of the value that was derived from products in Africa.
Wow.
So that he renegotiated that contract, and while it was better, we still didn't consider it fair. What we plan to do is we plan to be fair in our dealings with Tanzania, and so Tanzania must win. We want to help with that industrialization.
Absolutely. Now, Lloyd, tell us about Kickstarter, because right now we're in the branding phase of letting the world know about WHI's TanzaNutz. Tell us a little bit about Kickstarter, that particular initiative and program that WHI is getting involved in now, I think, within a matter of days.
Yeah, so Kickstarter is a way in which new companies can raise capital from the general public. This is something that your listeners need to know about. Certainly, we'll tell you about what we're doing, but they ought to consider using Kickstarter if they're looking at startup businesses as well.
Mm-hmm.
There are three things that you need for a good business. You need good people, you need good ideas, and you need capital. And capital is money. And in the social media world, there has been the evolution of something called Kickstarter. It's a crowdfunding mechanism for new companies to be able to generate capital, money, to fuel their ideas with their good people. And anybody can offer a Kickstarter program. So maybe one day we come back and we talk to your listeners about how to set up Kickstarter as a process, so more of your listeners can do it for themselves.
Absolutely.
But for WHI, we're using Kickstarter to invite the public, your listeners, to walk with us on this journey of helping to industrialize Africa, to take it from a third world country where there's poverty in the land of riches. The lands are rich with minerals and gold, diamonds, oil, fertile land, wonderful people, and yet they still are a third world country, and still a high level of poverty and suffering in the country. So we want to help with that by industrializing the agricultural business, starting with the cashew nut subsector, and we'll have a Kickstarter program to invite the public to join us. So the way it works is that we offer a benefit to the public, and we're offering for $69, you can get the right to buy in what we call TanzaNut privilege. It's a membership program. You get the right to buy cashew nuts from us at our cost, for life.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
So it's a great savings that you get by supporting us early.
Wait a minute.
We're offering that benefit.
So wait a minute, Lloyd.
And we have a Kickstarter initiative that we'll be sharing with the public. We want to do that through your radio show and through other contacts and connections with people. And you can walk with us in this journey to help our motherland.
Absolutely.
By the way, Africa is the motherland of all humankind, not
Amen.
just of African Americans.
Amen.
Of all humankind. We all come from Africa. And it is the motherland for all of us. So we all need to pitch no matter what our color, no matter what our orientation, we should help out with our brothers and sisters in Africa.
Absolutely.
And Kickstarter is a great way to help us get Africa going on the industrialization of their agricultural business.
Yeah, absolutely. I used to say on my show, in the nearly 20 years we've been doing it, I say I don't understand why people all over the country, including America, are caught up on race, because we're all Africans. We're all out of Africa. You're exactly right. Let's talk a little bit about, Martin, you said something very important, and it goes in line with what Lloyd was saying about African Americans, particularly being here. You know, we came here not because we wanted to, we were forced to, but many of us who have become somewhat successful, they see us as if you guys could go through 400 years of slavery, come out of that, also come out of Jim Crow, also come out of blatant discrimination and systemic racism, and be successful, that you guys can really come over here, take the knowledge you've learned, and come over here and help the motherland, help your mother country industrialize, and in doing that, you're helping the people. You said something very important to me that really stuck in my head, that we have a lot of misinformation about Africa. You know, when we see send your dollars to the Red Cross or the care of some starving children with flies on their eyes, that is a hyperbolic message that keeps the propaganda multi-billion-dollar machine flowing, making Americans think that Africa is really a poor country, when Africa truly is the richest country in the nation. They just need help in industrializing it so they can reach their full potential. And you said something about African Americans and how they see us. How do they see African Americans in Africa?
So, Tony, I said to you, I confessed to you,
You did.
that there was no one more wrong in the world about Africa than me. I had bought into what America told me about Africa. Since going over there close to 8 years ago, I was able to see not only that I was embraced. In fact, I said, in America, we're tolerated. In Africa, we're celebrated.
Wow.
We have been totally embraced. And look, Tony, many years ago when I was at Southern University, there were people from Africa in my class, and I just thought about it. What if I had embraced this back then? But fast forward to now. We have an opportunity as African Americans to go back and do something significant. Lloyd has reached the penthouse suite on Wall Street. We have him leading our team, as well as others that have joined our efforts to go back and do something significant. Lloyd also mentioned during our I guess the initial trip, he said, Martin, I want you to go to the History Channel and look at the men who built America. That's a series. Go to YouTube. Look at the men who built America.
Captains of industry.
Yeah, well, we have an opportunity to do something very similar.
Go ahead, Bart. Sorry about that.
We have an opportunity to go over and help to industrialize an entire nation.
You know what? You said something profound, and after you told me that, I started doing my research about Africa. You started sending me pictures of clear blue water and white sandy beaches. And I go back and I look at the 20-some years my wife and I were taking vacations on cruises. We were going down to South America, to the Caribbean, knowing that for less money, I can catch a flight over to Africa, go and get a bungalow on the Indian Ocean on the beach, and look at beaches that are more pristine, water that is clear, that is great for scuba diving, looking at some of those resorts. I could have been helping Africa in my own way by traveling to Africa and spending my tourism and vacation dollars with the motherland. Many of us have fallen into that trap, and I want people to start opening their eyes. And when you consider vacationing, you need to take a real look at Africa. Go online, the information is there. You would be amazed that you would save money, plus you're helping the country anytime you're spending dollars over in Africa. Let's talk about TanzaNutz. Tastes so good, makes you want a contest. Lloyd, let's talk a little bit about that. That's going to be kicking off. This is a video contest that will allow people to download their entries on, of course, the WHI, the TanzaNutz Facebook or Twitter page. Let's talk a little bit about that initiative and how people in the public who are listening to us right now can actually help and participate that with not only a chance.
Yeah, so we have two major outreaches and promotional activities. One is Kickstarter, and we're inviting the public, your listeners, to join us in our walk, and we offer some benefits that we ask you to give us favor of your financial support. And we also have fun. And one of the ways we're going to have fun is that we're having a worldwide contest. It's a video contest. And so the tagline is, taste so good, makes you wanna. TanzaNutz, taste so good, makes you wanna. And then we're going to let all of the general public determine what it makes you want to do, and then make a video of yourself, or have your friends make a video of you doing what it is. Sing, dance, shout, jump, dunk, whatever it is that you want to do. Now, here's a great part of this, is that we will have monthly winners where that winner will get $1,000 per month, and we will feature that individual on our website so everyone knows who won, and we'll show the video. And then we're going to take the 12 monthly winners, and at the end of the year, and we're going to take them to Dar es Salaam, and we're going to have now this is all in a coronavirus new normal. We have to figure out the coronavirus, and we may have to do this other ways, but our idea is to go to Dar es Salaam in a COVID-safe way, and basically have a week-long session where we have a preparation of high class with professional videographers, choreographers, and the like, and have a competition much like you would have with America's Got Talent in Dar es Salaam. And it has a $25,000 award prize for first place, $10,000 for second place, and $5,000 for third place.
Oh, my goodness.
So we are very excited about this. We have already gotten just a wonderful response where, you know, people today in social media love to film themselves. They love to show what they can do. So we want to see what you can do. Tanzania and Africa need us in the developed world, need us in the U.S. to support them. And we want to bring fun and excitement and a connection to Tanzania. And one way to do that is taste so good makes you wanna. TanzaNutz, taste so good makes you wanna.
And with
Please
this,
join us.
yeah,
You'll see our materials. We're going to start on Juneteenth. So we'll be back at you talking about when and how we do it. But it'll actually start on Juneteenth, and everybody knows the significance of Juneteenth. And then we're going to carry it through on an ongoing basis year after year.
Oh, wow, that is a wonderful idea. I mean, having monthly winners, picking those winners every month, they'll win $1,000, then flying the 12 winners, the monthly winners, to Tanzania for a big Africa or the World Has TanzaNut Challenge, and doing that production, I think that's a win-win. So, you know, not only for those monthly winners, just an opportunity to go to Africa, you know, and not pay for it because they've won that contest, but win $1,000 cash prize with a chance to win $25,000 if you're the first place winner, $10,000 if you're the second place winner, $5,000. So out of those 12 people who are going, at least 3 of them are still going to come back with a pocket full of cash, Martin.
Absolutely.
That's better believe it. And have a ton of fun and experience the country and the continent of Africa, which we want to take more and more of all of us in the developed world to really experience the grandeur and the goodness of Africa. Is
there a website or a Facebook page, Brother Ward, that my listeners can kind of go to and kind of start seeing what WHI is all about and what you guys are doing there?
Yes, we will be launching our Kickstarter on the 16th or 17th of this month, so next week we'll be launching Kickstarter, and we will start promoting the Taste So Good Makes You Wanna. We'll start promoting that, but the official competition won't start until Juneteenth.
All right. I tell you what, Martin, anything you want to add, my brother?
Yeah, and if you want to know more about our company, you can go to www.wardholdingsintl.com. So that's WARD Holdings, HOLDINGS. intl.com, wardholdingsinternational.com.
Is that easy, folks?
Hey, Tony.
Yes, sir.
In closing, what I'd like to offer a reflection. 2 years ago, I was invited to Ghana to make a keynote speech at a very high-level event. And Ghana is on the western coast of Africa, bordering the Atlantic Ocean. And it is about the same position as, say, Washington, D.C., in the U.S. and Africa. So it's right there. And I gave the speech, and they wanted to take me out and look at the Atlantic Ocean. It was a wonderful moon-filled night with the stars shining bright. The ocean looked magnificent. And when we went out, and I was with a lot of dignitaries, and I saw this vast ocean, and I saw the lights glimmering off its surface, I fell to my knees, Tony. I fell to my knees. And I fell to my knees because I could feel the suffering and the oppression of all of our ancestors that were taken in the bows of ships, chained across that vast ocean, and never get back to their homeland.
Wow.
Once they went across that ocean, there was no way back. But here I am with Martin, and 400 years later, we come back to help our brothers and sisters in our homeland.
I could not
And it just brought me to my knees, and everybody wanted to know what was wrong with me, and I told them the story, and it was one of those real special moments. And from that point on, I was committed to helping our brothers and sisters in Africa.
Wow, what a profound, very impactful story. As a matter of fact, I'm getting a little emotional and choked up just listening to it, and I can't wait. I can't wait for God to bless me enough to get back over to Africa myself, where I can have that same experience. Because all of us who are taken from the motherland, we should go back before we close our eyes and meet our Maker. We should go back and know truly where we came from and what sort of people that we come from. God bless you. I want to thank my good friend, the founder, of course, Ward Holdings International, and of course, co-founder, my good friend Martin W. Johnson. I tell you what, TanzaNutz, y'all going to be hearing a lot about it. Kick that up for me, Q. TanzaNutz, so good, makes you want to contest. We'll have all those details right here on Eyes Open and FM 107.5 and 1110 a.m. KTTP. More Eyes Open. I want to thank both of you gentlemen for coming up.
Thanks for having us.
We appreciate you.
Thanks for having us, Tony.
God bless you, big brother. More Eyes Open when we come back, folks. Don't go away.
Talk soon.